The NFL has announced the finalists for the awards for the 2022 season, so today I'm going to be going over the players on that list, giving you my picks, so let's get into it. So first of all, I did make a early MVP predictions and awards, NFL awards, during, I'd say, early part of the season, close to middle of the season, halfway through the season. A lot of things changed. Not too much, but I know like I was having Nick Chubb as offensive player of the year. Defensive player of the year was Micah Parsons and all. Anyway, we're going to be going over that right now. A couple things changed. So, I'll do MVP last. We'll go over AP Defensive Player of the Year. So, the three finalists right now. Not right now, it's final. Nick Bosa, 49ers, defensive end. Chris Jones, defensive tackle for the Chiefs. And then Micah Parsons for the Cowboys. He's a linebacker. He plays everywhere, though. Here's my pick. I'm going with Nick Bosa. So, like I said, in the middle of the season, I was going with Parsons. I mean, it was kind of hard to choose. At that point, there really wasn't any contenders. But then that second half of the season, Bosa started to pull away. Sack leader, 18.5 sacks. He had 51 combined tackles, 2 forced fumbles, pass deflection. Of course, tackles for loss was 19. QB hits was 48. He dominated. Sack leader. Usually, if you're a sack leader, you're usually going to win Defensive Player of the Year every year, basically. But yeah, he was dominant. So I'm going to go with Nick Bosa. Chris Jones, though, very dominant. He's dominant every year. Micah Parsons, he started to fall off in that second half of the season. Had a good, strong first half. Without a doubt, though, obviously Parsons is still one of the best, if not the best, linebacker in the NFL. AP Offensive Player of the Year. Now, our finalists are Tyreek Hill, Dolphins wide receiver, Jalen Hurts, Eagles quarterback, Justin Jefferson, Vikings wide receiver, and Patrick Mahomes, quarterback for the Chiefs. Well, I don't like to give the MVP, which I'll discuss later on in the video. I don't like to give the MVP to Offensive Player of the Year. I think that should be two different awards. Well, it is two different awards, but basically, if you win MVP, whether it's offense or defense, you shouldn't win the Offensive Player or Defensive Player of the Year. So let's say, for example, Aaron Rodgers won Offensive Player of the Year the 1 year. Patrick Mahomes won Offensive Player of the Year 1 year. At the same time, he won MVP. So basically, if Patrick Mahomes was to win MVP, he shouldn't win Offensive Player of the Year either. Gives another chance to the Offensive Player of the Year because obviously MVP is more of a quarterback-heavy award. But either way, let's go over these players. Tyreek Hill, he got good. This is probably his best year with the Dolphins. He put up insane stats, especially with quarterback switching every week. Tua being hurt. I mean, Tua was obviously a downgrade from Mahomes. No disrespect to him, but he is. Obviously, was sharing with Jalen Waddle, who's also a very good wide receiver. And I mean, he still went off. Of course, Skylar Thompson, Teddy Bridgewater he's dealing with. He still had an amazing season. That first half of the season, Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, they were untouchable. Jalen Hurts, he wasn't my MVP candidate, but he was starting off the season as a good MVP candidate. But injuries, of course, just dealt with injuries. So either way, still a very talented quarterback. But I don't know, the second half, it kind of made me doubt. He went from having a chance to be the best quarterback this season to not even top 3, maybe not even top 5. So Jalen Hurts, I don't think he should be Offensive Player of the Year. Justin Jefferson is my pick for Offensive Player of the Year. Looking at Justin Jefferson, he went off once again. He led the league in receptions. It was 128 receptions, 1,800 yards, and 8 touchdowns. Got locked up though against the Packers, which kind of hurt. But he's my Offensive Player of the Year. That's what I have. So, and then Patrick Mahomes is also the other person. I mean, I'll spill it now. He's my MVP. Therefore, I don't think he should win Offensive Player of the Year. Offensive Rookie of the Year. We got Brock Purdy, Kenneth Walker, Garrett Wilson. Brock Purdy only played about half the season, but when he did, he was looking like one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Undefeated. Still, obviously, it's not a playoffs award, but he's still undefeated. He's playing very good. The argument is the system he's in. Not to discredit, I mean, listen, it's not his fault he's in the system. It's not his fault he's doing everything he can in the system that's provided to him. He's taking full advantage of it. You know what I mean? He's still playing very good football. He threw 4 touchdowns a couple weeks ago. I think it was in playoffs, but either way, I mean, he's playing very good football. No matter the circumstances, he's the best rookie quarterback this year. I'm saying this as a Steeler fan. He played better than Kenny Pickett. Now, if Brock Purdy played in Pittsburgh, would he be playing that good? No. If Kenny Pickett was in the San Fran organization, yes, he'd probably play better, play the same, if not better. But we don't know that. You know what I mean? So, Brock Purdy, very deserving. Not my rookie of the year yet. Kenneth Walker. played very good. I mean, he had a chance, dealt with injuries. So, my offensive rookie of the year, his name's Garrett Wilson for the New York Jets. 1,100 yards, 4 touchdowns. Olave could be up there. Drake London could be up there. Kenny Pickett could be up there. But for right now, I'm going to go Garrett Wilson. I think he'll pull away with it. Looking at the defensive rookies of the year. Now, this one's a lot closer. This one's like very, very close. This could go anywhere. Sauce Gardner, Aiden Hutchinson, Tariq Woolen. First of all, I've got to say about Hutchinson, everyone was calling him a bust. No, I mean, he played very, very good this season. Tariq Woolen played very good. I think he's up there for the interception leaders. I'm not sure yet. Let's look up Woolen quick. Yeah, so we led the league with 6 interceptions as a rookie. 3 fumble recoveries. He had 16 pass deflections. He played all 17 games. He had a touchdown off the defensive interception. 63 combined tackles, 1 tackle for loss. So, hey, he can make a case. He can make a case. But looking at Sauce Gardner now, he had 2 interceptions, 20 pass deflections, so the league in pass deflections. He had 75 combined tackles, 3 tackles for loss, a QB hit. Sauce Gardner, I feel like he's just more of a well-rounded corner, well-rounded defensive player. That's what I'm going to go with. Sauce Gardner for defensive rookie of the year. Comeback player of the year now. Now this one is also controversial because Geno Smith is a candidate. It's Saquon Barkley and Christian McCaffrey, so Geno Smith also. What was Geno Smith coming back from? I mean, this should be a separate award. Most improved player, that's Geno Smith any day of the week. But comeback player of the year, he wasn't coming back from any injuries. Now, I'm not saying, I don't know the qualifications exactly. Maybe Geno Smith, obviously him being a finalist, obviously he fits those qualifications. But it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be, they should just make a whole different category for that. Most improved player. Geno Smith wasn't coming back from no injuries. He's been in the league for a while. Now, obviously, he was bad in the beginning of the year, and this year played very good. Yes, most improved player. But comeback player of the year, I think it should be only reserved for people who missed games, missed time last season. Saquon Barkley and Christian McCaffrey pick those. They fill those slots. Now, Christian McCaffrey is my comeback player of the year. He started off pretty bad with, not bad, he started off mediocre with the Carolina Panthers. Obviously, the Panthers organization was terrible. Rule was fired. Gets traded. So in Carolina, he had 393 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns with 277 receiving yards, and 1 touchdown. But then he got traded to the 49ers. Played 10 games. He ran for 746 yards, 6 touchdowns, and receiving-wise, 464 yards and 4 reception touchdowns. Got absolutely snubbed at the Pro Bowl. Don't know how Miles Sanders or from the Cowboys, Tony Pollard made it over Christian McCaffrey. Absolutely deserved it. I think he's my comeback player of the year. Very, very close with Saquon Barkley. I think Saquon was actually my comeback player of the year early in the year. But the way Christian McCaffrey finished that season, I got to give it to him. Coach of the year now. Brian Daboll, Sean McDermott, Doug Peterson, Kyle Shanahan, Nick Sirianni. All deserving. I'm going to list it down to 2, which is Brian Daboll and Doug Peterson. Doug Peterson, I mean, both quarterback. Brian Daboll's first time being head coach. Doug Peterson's first time playing coaching for the Jaguars. Both teams who were terrible for the past couple of years. Both teams make playoffs. So that's what I like to look at when it comes to coach of the year. Basically basically turning around the whole team. Nick Sirianni, yes. They might have the best record in the league this year, but the Eagles were pretty good last year with the amount of talent they have. They had a lot of talent. So it's kind of expected for Nick Sirianni to be that good. Same thing with Kyle Shanahan, same thing with Sean McDermott. But we were not expecting the Jaguars to make the playoffs this year. At least I wasn't, and many people. Giants, they were not expected to, but there was a chance. They both made playoffs. We were not expecting it. So, my coach of the year is Doug Peterson. Why? Because less talent. Nobody's expecting it, honestly. So, I'm going with Doug Peterson. It was Brian Daboll, but, the Jaguars came. They were on fire in the second half of the season, making that push for the playoffs. So that's what I'm going. Doug Peterson for the Jaguars. Assistant coach of the year. Now, I didn't even know they had that. Ben Johnson of the Lions. DeMarco Ryans for the 49ers. Shane Steichen, pretty sure that's his name. Eagles offensive coordinator. So I don't really know about these. I know Ben Johnson's, though. Obviously, very talented, very popular in Detroit. So I'll give it to him because the Lions, obviously, another impressive team this year. Now, MVP. 5 candidates. Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Jalen Hurts, Justin Jefferson, Patrick Mahomes. Two guys we didn't talk about yet. Josh Allen, turnover machine. He got to stop turning the ball over. A lot of turnovers in the red zone, but made up for on the ground. He's not my MVP though. Joe Burrow, pretty good, solid. Second half of the season, him dealing with injuries not only to himself but other players on the team. Played very good. Not my MVP. Standing with Jalen Hurts, good first half. Not too good of a second half. Justin Jefferson, you have to have better stats than that to win MVP. No disrespect. If Cooper Kupp did not win MVP last year, neither did Justin Jefferson. Patrick Mahomes is my MVP. Looking at Patrick Mahomes' stats this year, he of course led the Chiefs to a very good record, 14-3. Led the league in passing yards with 5,250, 41 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. Looking at the rush, Patrick Mahomes is not known for running the ball. He's known for being mobile, but he did have 358 yards and 4 touchdowns. So Patrick Mahomes is my MVP. He'd be a 2-time MVP, 5-time Pro Bowler, 2-time All-Pro, Super Bowl champion, already a Hall of Fame career, only at the age of, let's see how old he is, 27 years old. Been in the league for 6 years now, and he already has a Hall of Fame career. Could make the case of top 10 quarterback already. Who knows? That's my MVPs. That's my Offensive Player of the Year. That's my whole awards picks for the season. If I'm right, I'm right. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Everybody deserved on the list, but hey, that's all I gotta say. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm out. Peace.